The Johnsky is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Milt's freaking to name Lishman. My name is King Prime and welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Star Wars The Vintage Collection action figure. That being the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Star Wars Rebels Grand Admiral Thrawn. At long last, we have another good Thrawn figure, and this one has been updated, and I'm going to have a lot to talk about today. But before we talk about him, let's take a look at the packaging. Of course, right up top here, we do have the Star Wars Rebel logo done up in that nice, deep crimson red that we are used to with these vintage collection figures, as well as the Grand Admiral Thrawn name board to match the red pill color for the back of the card. We have a nice screenshot of Thrawn from Rebels looking very menacing, and I mean, I can hear his theme and the voice of Lars Mikkelsen. Whenever I see that image, it's just iconic in my mind at this point. Of course, we do have the kind of trades down at the bottom. On the back here, we do have the other figures in the line. Thrawn, who I'm reviewing, Morgan, who I'll get to, Grand Inquisitor, who I'll get to, Ahsoka, who I've reviewed, the HK-87 droid, which I probably won't get, Boba from Tatooine, who I probably won't get, Luke from the Jedi Academy, who I probably won't get, and Moff Jarrod, who I have reviewed. Down at the bottom, we have some legal jargon, and that's about it. I say it in every single video, my friends, you don't really care about the packaging if you're a carded or boxed collector, of which I am not. I'm here to open and review toys, and that is just what I'm going to do. Freeze frame.
How is your Big Mac, my apprentice? Delicious, my master. And how is your Quarter Pounder? Good.
Freeze trim on freeze, and here is Thrawn out of the packaging, but before we take a look at him himself, we'll take a look at his sole accessory. And this is Thrawn's RK3 pistol, which is just a simple blaster pistol. Unlike the other Imperial officer figures, this one is actually used by the characters it comes with, and it has a place on Thrawn's body. It has a holster there, which is very nice. Of course, Thrawn can hold this pistol perfectly well. Slide his finger into the trigger there, and boom, he's got a grip on that. And of course, it can be stored in that holster right there. All you got to do is slide it in like so, and there you go. He's got his carry pistol there, and he's ready to shoot any kind of rebel scum, which is very good to see, because I don't like when pistols or blasters are included with characters who cannot hold them, and Thrawn has them, so that's very good. But moving on to Thrawn himself, we do have just a fantastic sculpt here. This is one of the few instances in where seeing Thrawn in live action is kind of like what I always imagined him as. It really reminds me of the old illustrations from the 90s that we used to see of Thrawn. And of course, the ever so elusive Pierce Brosnan convention poster Thrawn, which floated around a couple of years ago. But this head sculpt is perfect nonetheless, and it is a great translation of Thrawn's Rebels appearance into plastic form, even with those little head ridges right there on his forehead. It's fantastic. That raven blue hair, which goes all the way back, and it's combed perfectly. And those little red eyes, which, I mean, I can't even get that good in to see them. But you can see the fantastic detail there, and on the tiny little pupils on those red eyes, they just look fantastic. Hasbro really did a really good job on this figure, especially on such a small scale. Just fantastic sculpt and printing work on this head. 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. But moving on to his other details, Thrawn is, of course, wearing his white Grand Admiral's uniform, and he has all of the accoutrement which come with that, including his rank board, which is correct, which is sometimes, misinterpreted or misprinted to be upside down, or the red and yellow is switched, or it's completely missing. Doesn't matter. It's correct on this version, which is great. He has 2 code cylinders on either side of his tunic, as well as those golden faux epaulets on either shoulder, which is just synonymous with Thrawn at this point. Personally, I'm still not about these faux epaulets. I like the original Napoleonic-esque epaulets that we see in the EU, but this one is okay, and it is accurate to his Rebels appearance, so I'll give it a pass. He has that black belt, which of course has the holster attached for his RK3. It goes all the way around, and of course you do have a little bit of sculpting for the tunic folds and stuff like that. Down to his boots, which are shiny and black, high up to his knees, and that is about it for the detailing. As for articulation, you do have a dumbbell joint at the head, so Thrawn can technically do it's just not very well. But as you can see, it is there. He does have a full range of motion out at the shoulder, about that far up and all the way around, 360 degrees. He does have a bend at the elbow, which is just pretty basic, as well as a swivel there as well. He has a swivel at the wrist and an in and out joint on his left hand, and an up and down on his right hand, which is a trigger finger hand, which is good to see. That's what I prefer when I have characters with shooting hands. He does have a nice ab crunch, so he can get his reps in, but nothing at the waist proper. However, you do have those nice ball joints at the hips, and mind the angle here, so you can get a good range of motion at the legs. He does have an upper thigh cut, so you can get more articulation there, as well as a knee bend, which goes about that far. His ankle can bend down and up, and of course he does have an ankle pivot, so you can get a good range of motion there for wide stretched out poses. That's about it for the articulation of Thrawn. Let's bring in some other figures so we can show you exactly how he stacks up against some others. Freeze frame.
You're going to kill him, aren't you?
He has become a very great threat.
Freeze frame on freeze. Here is Grand Admiral Thrawn next to the golden standard of action figures himself, the Dark Times Darth Vader. And I could make lots of canon jokes about these two, but I will save them for now. Here is a Mandalorian of my own custom design. Right. Here is a Vitruvian Hack's skeleton. And here he is next to his old expanded universe adversary, Mara Jade. That's how they all stack next to each other. Thrawn is, of course, pretty average height. If the Mandalorian had his helmet off, Thrawn would be pretty much the same height as him, and of course he's a little bit shorter than Vader, as he should be. So they all scale pretty well together. But let's not ramble about the scaling for too long. Let's get on to my final thoughts so I can tell you exactly what I think about this figure. Freeze frame.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
You ready to go kill some kids?
Wait, what?
Absolutely.
Freeze frame on freeze. So even though this figure is just another of the long line of Imperial officer base bodies, this is by far the best of them all. They've all had fantastic head sculpts, but this one that captures the silent intelligence, the cunning, and the fantastic attitude that Grand Admiral Thrawn always exudes every single time he has been portrayed in media is absolutely fantastic. All of the tooling has been remolded so that it fits him personally, so that he has all his accoutrement as a Grand Admiral. The inclusion of a holster is the best option for this figure so that he can store his blaster that we have seen before, as well as just the painting and detail, which is phenomenal on this figure. It just makes for another figure that Hasbro absolutely knocked out of the park. This is definitely one of the best vintage collection figures they've released in a long while. This figure, following up Hunter, makes for two of the best Star Wars vintage collection figures to be released in the year of 2023, and I cannot wait until we get this guy's true adversaries, the Ghost Crew, whenever the Ghost drops in 2024. So if you like Grand Admiral Thrawn, or you like Star Wars Rebels, you like Star Wars in general, the Empire, what have you, make sure you share this video with your friends, share it with Facebook groups, all that good stuff. If you like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. It keeps helping the channel grow, keeps helping me pump out this content. That's going to be pretty much it for this time, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, peace.